working on the Christmas decorations for 2023, and I'm going to be doing a little theme change for the Christmas of 2023. So for my little smaller porch with the hanging icicle lights, I got these C7s. And these are a combination of color change and warm and cold white twinkles. And they were connected up with the icicle lights here. So I used all the C7 clips and stuff like that to hook on to the icicle lights as such. And I ran them in series with each other, so all I had to do was plug in one outlet to power everything up. And these C7s are a custom cut, and they're 30 individual C7s in the same exact length of the icicle lights. So I decided it's a little bit dated for the display, and on top of that, the dielectric grease that I use to protect the bulbs some of that dielectric grease has leached into the bulbs, and of course the outside of the bulbs and the sockets and the wires are a little dirty and grungy from that process, and that's the only downside of using the amber type dielectric grease is it did cause some discoloration and kind of not really discoloriness, but grungy looking after so many years. So these sets are from 2016. The icicle lights are 2016, and I made the C7s on the same year, so I know that they're 2016, so they're a couple of years old. So there's the date on there, 2016. So that's when these were bought, and this when it was assembled, and they still work. They work beautifully because of the protection. So we'll plug these guys in and see them all light up. So they all light up beautifully. So probably what I'll do is see if I can clean these up. Really doesn't hurt, other than they're dirty, but for whatever that leached inside the bulbs, you really can't tell that they're in there unless you're really looking for it and stuff like that. So they still work after being in and out for 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 7 years. So they're still kicking at 7 years. And I got the icicle lights here. These are kind of a unique kind from everything here was bought from Christmas lights, etc. So good quality commercial lights that still work beautifully, and they have no flicker. Every single LED is lit, as far as I can tell, from one end to another. So once again, and I'll preach of the importance of buying commercial lights instead of that crap you buy from the local Walmart or Kmart or Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever you get your lights from. Most likely they have not survived as long as these. So what am I doing? So I had a previous video of buying Christmas lights and stringers for the off season there when Christmas was done and everything was on sale and blah blah blah. So I got some stringers. So this is a stringer of, I believe, 50. So we're going to be doing some chopping. So we're going to preserve 30 sockets until we get up here where the plug is, and then we're going to chop it off. So let's see. This is saying made in the Philippines, so that's a lot better than being made in China. So I don't know if they've got any date code. Oh yeah, January 2022. I think you can see that. Maybe not. There we go. So 22. So what am I going to do? So we're going from color change and twinkles. So we're going to go for a solid color change here. And I sort of like the idea that came with these. Alternating red and white. I think that's pretty cool, but I'm going to do a double red and a double white. So that's pretty cool. So I got these wintergreens. These are the newest of the bunch. These are the flex filaments. And I had a video on these things, and they kind of look like a vintage incandescent bulb, but they're LED. So I don't know if I opened any of these. Probably not. There's probably the other box that I opened. So these come in boxes of 5, and I got them in red, and I got them in white, cold white. And we're going to be using socket washers and all that good stuff. And we're going to use the 3M silicone paste to protect the end of the bulb. Because that's where the moisture comes in, is where the little solder blob is. If I can get one out. So here's the flex filament. You can see the filament inside. And this is where normally the your moisture ingress is going to occur, is where the tip and the black meet, and then the black and the silver meet. Most generally, these things are pretty much sealed where the envelope attaches to the base of the lamp, and of course inside you'll be able to see more better. But all the electronics in there are just a bridge rectifier and probably some smoothing capacitors in there to take the flicker out of the Christmas lights. Because we know some people are extremely anal over flickering Christmas light bulbs. I can't stand it, because they're at that higher thinking level. You can see the little bits in there. Get the thing to focus. Focus. I think you can see the little electronic in there. You can sort of make it out. They're deep in there, so it's hard to get a good shot. But anyway, we're going to be using socket washers to take out some of the, prevent some of the water ingress and entering the socket, along with the silicone paste. So these little guys go over the socket washer, and I'll set you up, and we'll put a couple of bulbs together. So we'll put some lamps together for you. Won't do all of them for you because more than likely you won't watch anyway. So we got our bulbs. We're going to do double whites and double reds, like such. And then we're going to put little socket washers on, and we're going to put a little dollop of silicone paste on. So we'll grab the bulb, and we'll put a washer on to the base of the bulb. And we'll grab a little dollop of grease. We'll put the grease right there, just like that. And I won't put so much on this time around, because last time I did this, I completely filled the socket. So that was one of the issues that I had of it, probably too much, and it just got to be oozing out everywhere. And then I'll do that for the rest of the string until I got 30 of them. And then we're going to do what I did with the last set. We're going to chop it off and chop off the plug, and then resolder the plug back onto the string. And these are polarized. So if you look at the wire here, one side should have a ridge on it, and the other side will be smooth. So this one right here, and it lines up with the wide terminal. So we'll match them up, and I'll bring you back when I'm all done, and then we'll start hooking on the icicle lights, and then we'll pause from there, and then take a look at the final project. So just finished up assembling the lights, and custom cutting to length, and soldering the connector back together with my awesome soldering skills and heat shrink. And I like the clear heat shrink just so we can say, yeah, he soldered them. So now it's time for the big test. So let's test the lights here, and we're going to plug them in for the first time for 2023. And be dazzled. Woohoo! Wow, they're nice. So now the next step is we're going to stretch them out, and then we're going to plug in the icicle lights, because eventually they're going to be tied together. So we'll put you up just a little bit. Stretch these out. So this end right here is going to be the main power input. So that's where I plug into the extension outlet. And then the other end will plug in to the icicle lights, coming back the other way, because here's the end of the icicle lights. So we got the icicle lights together. So now the only other thing I'm going to be doing is stretching these out like such, and then just clipping the icicle lights to the C7s here, and then I'll put a couple of zip ties here and there to secure the icicle lights to the C7 stringer. We got lots of support with all these clips and some zip ties and stuff like that. Just stretch them out as needed. Try to get the lights to cooperate between the C7s and the icicle lights. So it won't bore you any more than that. So it just shows you that, you know, if you're creative, you don't have to be stuck with the store-bought lights and just live with what they sell you. You can actually, you know, be creative, come up with your own concept, or if you see something really cool in a picture or something like that, recreate it and put it up at your own place. Because more than likely, you'll be the oohs and the ahs of the neighborhood. Because, you know, not many people are going to actually go ahead and design and create such a masterpiece. So I hope you learned something of being a little creative with Christmas lights and stuff like this. So we went from semi-retiring the old C7 stringer with the color change and twinkles, and we upgraded to a red and white theme, which is going to look fantastic when it's up at its happy place. So I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.